All right, what's up, gang? Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. And September 12th, I got a little spun around today with news headlines. We've got new all-time highs on the SPY today. We have about an hour to go left in the day, but we did put in new intraday all-time highs. The new intraday all-time high on the SPY is now 302.46. All right, we have a new intraday high. Coming into the day today, guys, we were gapping up below the all-time highs. My game plan coming into the day was actually to fade this gap up. I didn't think that we were going to have enough juice. I'll take you guys to the daily chart. I didn't think we were going to have enough juice today to get through the all-time highs. When we gapped up, I thought we were going to fade that gap a little bit in the morning, and we did. And that analysis was correct. Okay, until this happened. And this is when the news headline broke that U.S. officials were looking to delay another chunk of tariffs while U.S. and China trade talks are kicking back on. Mnuchin gave a little comment today about how the vice premier of China is coming in the next couple of weeks. They're going to have executive level meetings and discussions, and he's hopeful that we're going to make some serious progress. Then you had White House officials say that they're looking to delay the tariff increases, and hopefully they can delay those Christmas tariffs that were supposed to go into effect. And that's what caused the big pop in the market. So that cut into some of that trade a little bit because I was fading this gap in the morning, taking profits along the way. I'm going to go into that trade with you. I was profitable on that trade, even with this spike, because I took profits off into this move, and I was taking profits off in front of yesterday's close. And then you had a report come out, okay, right here, that those discussions were just had internally, and that was not actually offered yet to China. And then the market had this big sell-off right back down to the low of the day. So I jumped back in put options, and it turned out that there was a lot of confusion about this report. There was some more clarity that got reached throughout the day on these news headlines, and you can see the market just kind of churned its way back as we got some confirmation that indeed these talks are ongoing here with China, and that there is we do have on the table to delay those tariffs, and that was kind of confirmed by White House officials, and then the market rallied itself back up. So I got spun around in the middle of all that nonsense. Okay, I got spun around in the middle of those news headlines, and there's just nothing I can do about it. There's just nothing I can do about it. I gave back all my profits from the morning. I was in this fade. I caught a really nice trade on some SPY put options, but then I gave it back, trying to get in some more put options after this news release came out. I thought, okay, well, if that was BS, okay, then I thought we were going to go red. Again, I thought we were going to get down into this region, and I was going to get some puts and try to get some puts down to like 299.50. And instead, we got some clarity. White House officials confirmed that, and then we bounced back and went back and actually made a new high of the day, which is a new all-time high. All right, so sucked. I hate getting spun around with like news headlines like that because there's nothing you can do about it. It has nothing to do. All your analysis, your charting, everything goes right out the window when one of those news headlines break. It doesn't matter what you're looking at or what levels are holding or what indicators are in play. Everything just goes right out the window. So it was a little annoying today. It was frustrating because I was sitting on a nice day with that fade in the morning. So let's talk about that. We'll get to my trades here on the SPY. And it was definitely a SPY focused day. I traded Fran once. I got a small position in Fran just to see if we were going to get a day 2 squeeze, but we didn't. I ended up exiting that for a small loss. But my main action today was SPY options, and that's what we're going to cover here today. All right, so let's get to it. So here's the gap up. All right, we had the gap up, and I'm thinking to myself that I want to fade this gap up. I think we're going to get back down there. This was just, I just didn't see a reason why the market was gapping up to all-time highs. There really wasn't a strong fundamental catalyst this morning for us to gap up to all-time highs. And I thought if we got up there, that we might get up there and then, mess around a little bit and then start to pull ourselves in. I didn't think we were going to rip through all-time highs and keep going. So coming in today, I was looking for an opportunity where I can short the SPY, and right here off the gap up, we pushed and then started to turn this over a little bit. And I went ahead right here and I bought some SPY put options. Take you guys to my trade announcements on the day. Here you can see I bought the 301 strike, tomorrow expiration puts at 74 cents. Okay, 74 cents. And then bang, we get this break, we get this rollover. And right here, I sold some of that position at 97 cents. And then we extended a little bit further. And then the bulk of my position came off the table right there at $1.13. Again, guys, I bought these contracts at 74 cents, and I took the bulk of my position off the table at $1.13. That was a nice win and a good way to start the day, but I was holding on to 25% of the position, looking for the initial morning low, which was lining up with VWAP to become resistance, and it was. And had we gotten this type of action and denial from that level, I was going to add back to this position because I was down to 25% of the position at this point, and I would have added back and I would have looked for a new low and looked to go right on the day. And I'm really confident that had we not gotten the news headline about China and trade, and this happened, I'm confident that we would have been able to roll that down. And I think it would have ended up being an absolute monster trade. It would have been over 100% gain, easy. We could have got up to like $2 on those contracts, $2.25 maybe even. But right here we get the news headline, comes across the wire, that the U.S. officials are looking to delay tariffs, and the market spiked, and I just bailed on the position as quickly as I could, and I sold out of the last piece at 70 cents. Thank God, because those contracts went all the way down to like 40 cents when we ripped up there to the new highs. So that was a really nice trade. Okay, 74 cents, 25% off the table at 97, half off at $1.13, and then flat at 70 cents. So that was a good trade, and that was a really good way to start the day. And now I'm flat. Okay, and now I'm watching to see what is this market going to do now? Like, is that news headline enough to really push us to new all-time highs? And I'm sitting here saying, this is actually a pretty decent looking bullish setup. Actually, you can see we're kind of holding support here, and you've got this little downtrend line starting to come into play here. And right here, I was actually thinking this whole time, I'm thinking puts this whole time because, again, I just don't see why we would just push through all-time highs and rip and keep going. So I'm still thinking about put options. And then right here, we get the news headline, comes out of the report. I think it was Bloomberg. Comes out with the report, says that it wasn't actually spoken about with China. We can't confirm that this is true. And you had the big pullback, and we took back the move that was the news headline earlier. And inside of this candle, okay, right here, I got a partial fill. Okay, well, you see, I bought the same put options back at 63 cents. These are the same put options, okay? Bought them back at 63 cents. I got a partial fill, and then I got the right there, okay, back to the trade announcements, I got added to my full position size at 94 cents. These things are whipping around like crazy at this moment. But now at this point, when I'm saying, okay, well, if there's a report out here now that maybe that report was inaccurate, that this news headline was inaccurate, then we should now roll this back over and go red. So I went back after it, and then long and behold, we get some clarification from some White House officials, and turns out that it is true, and we rally back and make all-time highs. And I stopped out of my position right there. Take you back to my chart announcements. You can see I sold out at 55 cents. So I took a hit on that. I gave my profits back. I gave all that in the morning. I just gave it all back. Gave it all back. And that's why I'm saying, guys, I got spun around today with the news headlines. Nothing really that I could have done about it. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but here we are at, near all-time highs. So there's definitely some resistance up here. I mean, this is pretty clear. You can see a quadruple top here today, and that lines up right with the previous. There's your previous all-time high, okay? And then when I go intraday, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 tops. So a little quadruple top here intraday at that previous all-time high. So We printed a new all-time high. We'll see if we can close at a new all-time high. We still have about 45 minutes left in the day. We'll see how we finish up. Nonetheless, guys, a strong move in the markets. Some trade tensions are being eased. Recession worries and fears are being eased. We got to see what the Fed does next week. We got a Fed meeting on deck, expecting a quarter-point cut. We'll see what happens. Trump called the Fed a bunch of boneheads, I think he said. So it will be interesting to see if they cut again and they get that 25-point basis cut. All right. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in chat tomorrow. We'll look to finish the week off strong. Take care, everybody.